Lacrosse star Brett Manny. Glad to have you joining us on CUDA.com as we bring you the Interact semifinals. We're on the campus of Cabrini College. Great matchup today. Haverford School going up against Malvern Prep in the first game. Brett, what are your thoughts? Big scale.
Big scale. This is obviously an Interact game, a big rivalry between two teams which have faced each other twice this season. It's going to be an interesting game, especially with the way these teams have played last year and this year. So I'm looking forward to an exciting matchup between these two Interact squads.
And then you look at both squads with the individual stars that they possess. Let's cut through to the Malvern Stars first. Who do they have? Who are we looking for?
Yes, first and foremost, it starts with the defense from Malvern Prep. And the big thing is in net is Matt Barrett. He's a junior goaltender going to University of Virginia. They have Eddie Morris, the big-time defender, going to Hopkins. They have 8 Division I recruits just on defense alone this year, Booker. So it begins and ends with defense from Malvern Prep.
That's a tremendous defensive scouting report. Let's now get into Haverford School. They have some stars on the offensive end. We should see a lot out of some of the forwards.
Yeah, a little different contrast. The forwards have more offensive firepower. It starts with Sammy Rohr and Will McNamara, 2 phenomenal players. And the thing about McNamara you see with him is that he's a hybrid player. Those two will never really come off the field. And McNamara, when he's not on with a short stick, will pick up a long pole. Kid is never off the field. So it's interesting to see those two. And Rigo at attack. They certainly have a lot of weapons for John Nostron's squad.
And you certainly talk about Will McNamara never leaving the field. I heard he was making funnel cakes before the Katie Sampson tournament. Great to have him. I know Henry Blinn can score goals in bunches. And then defensively, Bailey's a great player as well.
Yeah, you have the Bailey twins anchoring the defense, and they've been at Haverford doing that the past couple of years. And they're 2 imposing defenders, both at 6'4", 6'5", heading to Georgetown next year. And they really anchor the defense for Haverford. And then, like you said, from the midfield, you have McNamara, who does everything, and Rohr and Rigo, and even Blinn at attack. So there's a lot of weapons here for John Nostrand that he can use. It should be a great game of Haverford's offense against Malvern's defense.
And, of course, if that Haverford defense should stumble in any way, shape, or form, Jake Landman's right there in the goal. He can make stops in bunches.
Yeah, Jake Landman's an undervalued type of guy. He's a lefty in net, a southpaw, and he makes a ton of stops. When he's counted on to make a big save, he's always been there this year for Haverford to make a big save, and that's what you need your goaltender to do first and foremost is to stop the ball, and Landman's doing that, and that's why Haverford's ranked 2nd in the country.
Booker Corrigan and Brett Manny here with CUDA.com and the Philly Lacrosse Showcase, brought to you by the NXT Sports. Make sure you check out those websites. But we also want to thank Pattison Sports Group and Jeff Long for putting this event together. It has become a great recruiting event as well as really high-level lacrosse. We'll be back with Faceoff right after this. Set to go is Haverford School, the #1 seeded team in the Interact tournament this year, taking on Malvern Prep. Brett Manny along with Booker Corrigan here on the campus of Cabrini College. A beautiful setting for a game, and you can tell it's a high level of lacrosse because there is a wealth of college coaches over there, Brett.
Yeah, first and foremost, Booker, thanks for having me on CUDA.com to co-host here with you today's game against Haverford and Malvern. And like you previously stated, we already have about a dozen Division I college coaches here watching the game, and that just showcases the type of talent that will be out in the field tonight.
A lot of the college coaches come down to see guys who have already committed in an effort to support them, but they're also looking at a lot of these unsigned or uncommitted juniors and sophomores, and then a couple freshmen that are sprinkled throughout these rosters. So it'll be great to get a chance to really see the up-and-coming Division I caliber talent on the field today.
Yeah, one of those players, Booker's number 3 from Malvern Prep, Connor Glancy. He's a sophomore, and I really think that he's going to have a breakout summer and also junior year, but right now he's going to have a big game tonight.
Garal against Finlay with the face-off, and we are underway. Thank you to Pattison Sports and the group that put this tremendous tournament together. Pattison Sports doing a great job bringing high school lacrosse to us, and CUDA.com bringing it to you all year long. Will Rigo behind the cage. Zach Rigo. Will Rigo's the goalie for St. Paul's.
And Zach Rigo is an exciting player. He's going to Georgetown next year. He's kind of the straw that stirs the drink for Haverford at the attack. So if you watch him, he's very quick and he can get to the cage as soon as possible.
It's like Sammy Rohr driving left side. This Malvern strength lies in their defense. Pass intended for McNamara goes awry. Chad Rafferty applying some pressure on McNamara. Timmy Brooks comes up with it for the Fords, and they maintain possession. Sammy Rohr, one of those Under Armour All-Americans. We will be naming the Under Armour All-American Underclassmen Player of the Game. Shot, goal!
That's a wonderful take right there. You see Sammy Rohr trying to go one-on-one. He doesn't have it. He passes it off to Will McNamara, who just got literally off the bus from taking the water down. He does it all, and McNamara deposited in the back of the net, 1-0 Fords.
Will funnel cakes McNamara, making it 1-0 Fords. 10:54 to go first quarter. First quarter brought to you by Skeeter Snacks. The new product, Skeeter Snacks, totally peanut-free and totally tree nut-free, a delicious snack. Check out skeetersnacks.com to learn how you can get your hands on this product. It's coming out in June, July, this summer.
You just see Goral loses the face-off to Finley, but then he gets it back through hustle and perseverance. Great job for Goral to give Haverford the possession here.
Jake Landman, that goalie we talked about in the open, does a nice job coordinating his troops on the clear, and slick Sammy Rohr comes up with it for the Fords. Gets it over to Timmer.
And Sammy Rohr Booker is one of my favorite players. He's a left-handed midi, stands about 5'6", soaking wet's probably 160 pounds, but he's truly one of the best players in all Southeastern PA because of the way he can get to the net. And if you see him tonight, he's got a great Canadian toe drag move, which I've seen him do a couple times, and put it right in the back of the net, and you see him dodging right now.
Ford, there's that toe drag move. Brett Manny. Brett Manny's got some funk in his bag. Slick Sammy Rohr with the toe drag, 2-0 Fords.
Sammy Rohr is making me look good right now. I mean, he's got a phenomenal Canadian toe drag as he does right there, and that's an impressive goal for him as he shows the shot fake with young kids out there, shows the shot fake, does the Canadian toe drag a la Mark Matthews, puts it in the back of the net, and 2-0 Fords.
And credit part of that goal/possession all the way back to Will Goral, doing a great job hustling on that faceoff. Finley still doing a nice job tying him up, but the Fords winning the ground ball battle right now, and that means a lot. This first quarter brought to you by Skeeter Snacks and our title sponsor, Next Lacrosse. NXT Lacrosse and the Philly Lacrosse Showcase, a tremendous recruiting opportunity, that Philly Lacrosse Showcase.
Yeah, the Philly Lacrosse Showcase has turned into the single best recruiting event in whether summer or fall. It is the place to be. 59 out of 61 Division I coaches attended last year, Booker.
Malvern getting their first possession, 2-0 Fords at present, but Malvern looking to make some changes on that scoreboard. Chris Rowe drives in hard. Shot, goal. Chris Rowe gets it just past Landman.
Yeah, tremendous shot there by Rowe. He looked like he didn't have anything for a second, and all you got to do is put it on net. He has a bounce shot, goes underneath the crossbar, puts the Friars back, and that takes some momentum out of Haverford's sail after the two early goals.
Findlay and Goral back to the face-off logo, but Rowe takes the lid off the Haverford goal. 2-1 now, 9:06 to go. First quarter, Interact semifinals. Booker Corrigan and Brett Manny bringing you the call. Thanks for joining us here on CUDA.com, the place for great high school lacrosse the entire 2012 season. Strip delicious and a D-twagging at the middle of the field. Henry Blinn comes up with it for the Fords, and Haverford gets back onto that offensive end.
And Booker, what a great story Henry Blinn is. Last year being overshadowed by some of the guys that are now playing at Division I programs. He stepped it up as a lefty attackman, and the Brown recruits having a phenomenal year, evident by when they beat Conestoga, their public school rival. Blinn had 7 goals and 2 assists, so he can really light it up.
Blinn logging onto the 7G network. You don't see that too often. And speaking of Brown lacrosse, I saw Coach Lars Tiffany over there and spoke with him briefly. Lars, one of the great people in college lacrosse. Thrilled to have Lars Tiffany, a fan of CUDA.com. Blinn left side, looking for any kind of opening on that Malvern defense. A veteran shot by Blinn, shooting through the screen.
Yeah, shooting through the screen. He tries to get Barrett's a phenomenal net stopper. He can make saves, and he's trying to get any angle he can to try to get a shot right there on Matt Barrett.
Gavin McBride goes up like Sidney Moncrief from the old Arkansas Razorback squad. 3-1. McBride goes up, snatches the rebound, buries it.
You just see McBride there freak the oop with the easy dunk right inside as he gives the Haverford a 3-1 lead. The future Princeton Tiger with the nice soft hands to finish that on right inside on Barrett.
Soft hands, but he's ornery. McBride on the inside. I've always said he looks like Sidney Moncrief from the old Arkansas Razorback squads. Procedural violation on the faceoff, and Garal will take it in. A lot of substitutions right now. Haverford School running some little Paxton Moore, getting some long pole run. Senior defender.
Yeah, Paxton Moore, one of those players last year, didn't get much playing time, but it's really starting to shine this year. He's a senior. He's going to Michigan. Paxton Moore's making the most of his opportunities. Very underrated player in the area.
I frequently joke about Michigan being that program. I've never heard of a program that gets as much attention as they do with the record that they had. But congratulations to Michigan. Coach John Paul, great guy. Really a good person.
And obviously, you just see the turnover there by Haverford, a rare turnover. They don't have many unforced turnovers. They're very disciplined, and they got sharp stick skills, Booker. So to see a turnover from Haverford is extremely rare.
Let's talk for a minute, Coach Manny, about that Philly Showcase, the lacrosse event that happens in the Philly area. I know that their tryouts are coming up. The event is coming up.
Yeah, the Philly Showcase Camp, which is at St. Joe's University, coming up in the middle of June. And the director's Taylor Ray, the head coach at St. Joe's, and Peter Lawrence, great guy from Hartford University, the two coaches there running it. They have about a dozen Division I assistant coaches on their staff, and that camp's really starting to blow up as kids are starting to get their evaluations in now and their registration. So that's going to be a great opportunity for someone to get seen in the summer.
At phillyshowcase.com, the place to investigate. Haverford creates the turnover on defense, but Malvern Prep not going quietly into the night. They ride and get possession back. Malvern Prep in their dark blue uniforms. Haverford, of course, the #1 seed, wearing their home whites here at the Interact semifinal. Second game tonight, Lawrenceville against Episcopal Academy. Just tremendous lacrosse programs and tremendous lacrosse coaches.
And that's phenomenal defense right there by Paxton Moore. Sat down, played defense, pushed, slapped, didn't let Malvern get any room to operate right there. And now you see Malvern starting to take some more time off the clock. It's what they're known for, these long offensive possessions, Booker. Don't go to sleep.
They definitely can wear a team down as McGreary shots off and saved by Landman. The big goaltender for Haverford steps up when his team needs him. Sometimes those minute-long possessions will wear a defense down and you'll get into the wrong position.
We talked about Landman in the beginning of the game, how he makes saves. You see him right there with two saves. First, McGeary's first shot, he had a stick save high, and then he makes the easy save right there in McGeary's second shot. And he's warm right now. Look for them to build off the momentum of Landman and net.
Sammy Rohr, far side, dodges across, pushes the possession all the way over to Peter Blinn, and now it's Timmy Brooks near side. Moving pick on the side. It's going to turn the ball over to Malvern. The NXT Sports Philly Showcase Camps offering a unique opportunity for education and exposure. Work closely with top college coaches. Boys Showcase Camp is June 15th to 17th at St. Joseph's, and the Girls Showcase Camp is July 17th to the 19th at Haverford College. For more information, go to showcaselacrosse.com to learn more. We also want to thank Trash Can Lacrosse. Check out Trash Can Lacrosse Camp for boys ages 8 to 14 this summer. Brett Manny's Trash Can Lacrosse Camp is June 18th to the 22nd at George School in the Newtown Yardley area. And, of course, Andy Hayes' Trash Can Camp is June 25th to the 29th at Episcopal Academy in Newtown Square. Register at trashcanlacrosse.com. Nifty little bounce pass on the far side. And with that, Paxton Moore gets a little assist on helping Booker Corrigan win the race to Nifty.
Hashtag race to Nifty right there, Booker.
I gave you until the 4:15 mark. I even said in the open, folks listening at home, I told Brett in the beginning, I said, I want you to win the race to Nifty. You can only help a guy so much.
You know, I was going to say with Sammy Roar's toe drag move, but I was just so excited that he made me look good.
You were
Booker,
excited.
I couldn't give the race to Nifty right there.
McBride's shot gets blocked by a Malvern defenseman. And Malvern comes up with possession. It's going to be Brad Elkin. Ball checked away, and now a D-twagging on the near side. Ooh. And another big hit. Score 3-1 Haverford, 3:35 to go first quarter. First quarter brought to you by Skeeter Snacks. Totally peanut free, totally tree nut free. Go to skeetersnacks.com to learn how you can get totally delicious snacks. Will McNamara settles things down for the Fords, gets it over to Henry Blinn. But defenseman Jack Sheridan, he's bound for Notre Dame. I happen to know a couple of the Notre Dame coaches. They're very excited about both Rafferty and Sheridan coming from Malvern Prep.
In Malvern Prep starting defense, Booker, there's Rafferty, Notre Dame. You have Morris going to Hopkins and Sheridan going to Notre Dame. They have the Pole, Greg Pelton, a junior that's already committed to as a sophomore, already committed to Duke. So a lot of talent, and then the back line's there for Malvern.
And an out and in violation. Sheridan with possession cuts through the crease. Unfortunate turn of events for Malvern. 2:48 to go first quarter.
The one luxury, Booker, that Coach Metzbauer and Coach Nostrand have is they have a ton of athletes on the defensive end. So they can play end line to end line, get their sticks on guys. And you're witnessing some of the finer athletes in lacrosse right here on this field tonight with Haverford and Malvern Prep.
A host of Division I talent on the field. Got to thank NXT Lacrosse for helping us bring it, or they call it Next Lacrosse, but go to nxtlacrosse.com to learn how you can participate in a tremendous up-and-coming league. Will McNamara being harassed on the far side by Kevin Samolski, sorry. Rigo down the side to the younger Blinn, and now it's going to be McNamara down the side to Henry off the post. Henry Blinn collects his recommended daily allowance of iron on that one and then loses the race to the end line. Great hustle play by Malvern.
But you look at that execution, there's passes in and out of the sticks, Booker, and then Blinn gets a nice look, which ends up hitting the post. And the one thing about Blinn, which makes him so dangerous, is his ability to get the shots on net, which is why he gets so many goals. And young kids these days, they look to shoot the ball so hard. Most of the time you get it on net, you shoot for a spot, it's going to go in. Shoot for mesh, and then most likely you'll get a good shot, a good opportunity to score a goal. And you know what? Get a nice fist pump or a chest pump right after the goal.
And you shoot for power or showmanship, and you usually you end up backing up the shot or getting a teammate to back it up because it goes wide. A great point by color analyst Brett Manny, former Delaware Blue Hen. Prep back on offense. 3-1 your score. Minute to go first quarter. First quarter brought to you by Skeeter Snacks. Totally nut-free and totally delicious. Shot just wide. Landman almost had the backup there. But I'll tell you what, if you are the team mom and you need to get the snacks for the team, investigate Skeeter Snacks because they're delicious and they are absolutely nut-free, made in a nut-free factory. The entire facility is nut-free, so you don't have to worry about it if you have a nut allergy kid or if you just want your kids to eat delicious snacks. Post-game, get skeetersnacks.com.
That was awesome defense right there by Chakey right for the Haverford school. He just did a simple cross check, brought the Malvern defender down to the ground, and that's what Chakey's job to do, is to play great defense, as you just showed right there, the senior headed to Penn State next year.
And you talk about great defense on the back side of that. Jack Sheridan comes up with a steal for Malvern Prep, and with 10 seconds left, I'll tell you, I've been thrilled with the play of number 18, Paxton Moore for Haverford, reminding me of a young Jerry Byrne when he was back at Levittown High School. Old Jerry Byrne, now assistant coach at Notre Dame, former star at UMass and Levittown Division. Check out Burnsy on Twitter. Or what's your Twitter handle?
I don't have one, Booker. I don't have one yet. Sometimes you'll see me tweeting with I Am Next Sports, throwing some stuff out there for them, but I don't really tweet much. But if I do, it's at I Am Next Sports. And I think from now on, I'm gonna have to do a lot more Race the Nifty hashtags with Booker Corrigan on there.
Gotta love that. Find me on Twitter at ESPN Booker. I do a weekly radio show in the Baltimore area every week on ESPN 1300, so that's why I am at ESPN Booker. We'll be back with the second quarter, first quarter brought to you by Skeeter Snacks. Go to SkeeterSnacks.com.